What's going on, Washington Commanders faithful? I said faithful because last time I said nation, my man GRAPHK said there's only one nation. So
there we go.
I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and look out for my guest today. I got the voice of Raiders Nation, my guy GRAPHK Raider, Docs ENT on YouTube. How you feeling right now, my guy?
Man, I'm blessed, King. Shout out to Rio, man. It's a blessing to be back. We had a ball last time. I know everybody that was on my side of things, they were like, man, you guys had great chemistry, man. So even though we're not playing this year, it's still great to have a conversation with my guy, man, and shoot the shit, man. So shout out to you, man. Hey, and I got to say this too. Shout out to you guys, man, for becoming, I think at this point, you took the cake from us with when Jon Gruden left, right? Like you guys threw us an alley-oop. Gruden's out of here. And now all these great things are happening in Las Vegas with Josh McDaniels and Devontae Adams and all that good stuff. I think you guys are a huge part of that, man. So shout out to the Commanders.
Shout out to Nasty Boy Dan Snyder's investigation, which led the world to Jon Gruden being a fuckboy. But, man, that's crazy, man. I'm looking at the Jon Gruden, Mike Mayock era of the Raiders. Did them niggas hit on any picks?
Dog, you know what's funny? I got to say this. Late rounders, great. So we got Hunter Renfrow, star slot guy, Max Crosby, all-pro defensive end. We got Nate Hobbs out of Illinois. He's going to become like a top 5 corner in this league this year. I'm telling you right now, inside and out. We got some guys, Trayvon Merrick. They did well in the later rounds, but those first rounders outside of Josh Jacobs, they hurt, my brother. You got the Henry Ruggs, the Damon Arnett's, the Jonathan Abram, the Cleve Furrows. It's just terrible, brother. Terrible.
Alex Leatherwood.
I didn't want to mention him, but yeah, the Leatherwoods of the world. Hey, shout out to the Bears too, man, for taking a lot of that bread off the table for us with Alex Leatherwood. They claimed him off the waiver wire. They were the only team to put in the claim for him, and they saved us a lot of money. So shout out to the Bears, man. Definitely. I think Champ Kelly still has some ties in Chicago, and they helped us out a little bit, man. They threw us an alley-oop. So
it's crazy because Mike Mayock was he was probably my favorite draft pundit on NFL Network when he was there, man. Like, I love this content. He seemed like one of the most nuanced dudes, but as soon as he got his chance in the league, it seemed like he was one of those guys that was pressed for his board, and no matter if it didn't make sense or not, he had to stick with whatever his board was saying to him. Like, why was he so bad in his job, man?
Well, it didn't help that you have a micromanager with Gruden. You know what I mean? The guy had pretty much 100% power in the building, and I think that Mayock caught a lot of flack for that. I'm going to be real. I think that those late-round gems were all Mayock. I think a lot of those first-round picks had Gruden's handprints all over them. You know what I mean? So I know for sure he had his hands in on getting Nate Hobbs. I know he spoke to Lovie Smith behind the scenes and said, should I go get this guy? But it was those third rounders that killed it for me with Mayock. The back-to-back Lynn Bowden Jr., Brian Edwards, Tanner Muse out of Clemson. Like, none of them panned out. You know what I mean? So I'm happy they're gone. I'm happy we have a real GM with David Ziegler, not a project, someone that, has been known for draft purposes, but wasn't really proven. But I have to thank Mayock. I just did a show the other day where I said, we might hate these guys here and there, but we have to show them love for the pieces that we have, because a lot of these pieces are in play because of them. The Max Crosbys of the world, the Hunter Renfrows. We got Darren Waller, found him on the practice squad with Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we have to give these guys as much credit as we give them shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's fair. That's fair and objective. It's hard to look at that impartial side of being a fan because we're so passionate and we want to see our team succeed. But let's look to the now 2022 season. Y'all have poached the guy that everyone has been trying to poach out of Boston forever. Like, my man almost took a job and turned it back in because we all thought he was going to be the successor to Belichick one day. Yes. How did y'all manage to pull Josh McDaniels from Boston, and what has his impact been so far?
To be honest, man, I think there was a conversation behind closed doors with Mark Davis, and it was pretty much, if you can get Zieg out there and we're 1A, 1B, because, Ziegler came over from New England as well, our GM, and said, let me do my thing. We brought in Carmen Brasillo, our offensive lineman coach from New England as well. I think that Mark Davis said, look, you have the winning formula. You have, 6 rings, Josh McDaniels. I think David Ziegler has 5. I mean, that's 11 rings combined. I mean, and that's insane. You know what I mean? So
ridiculous.
You want to change the culture and you want to become winners. I think he just pretty much went to New England and said, what do I need to do to make this happen? I don't know what it was money-wise. I know that was definitely a factor. But I think Josh McDaniels, I think it was time. I think that he learned, you know, a very, very he learned a hard lesson in Denver his first time around. Let's just say that. You know, he went over there, didn't succeed as a head coach. And I think with Vegas, man, with the no state tax, you know, it being Las Vegas, I think he was like, I can get really good players there, and I can, and this will fit for me. And let's just be honest, man, who wants to go through those kind of winners, man, in Boston, man? I've been up there, I've been up there before. It's terrible, man. So I think everything that's lined up. I think it was the right time for Josh McDaniels, and he inherited a playoff team. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real. Like, a lot of coaches never can say they did that. Like, usually
with a franchise quarterback in place.
There you go. And it's crazy because last year we were talking about what you guys needed to do to get Derek Carr. And I was like, at this point, I'm like, shit, what do we need to do we might be able to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? but with DC here now, I think Josh, that played a critical, that was a pivotal part of Josh McDaniels coming over. I think with Derek Carr, you can win. You just have to have the pieces around him. You go out and get Devontae Adams, his best friend, the best wide receiver in the league. You make him the highest paid receiver for about 10 minutes until, you know, Tyreek went down to Miami and, you know, all this other stuff. But look, man, this is the most excited I've been about my team in 38 years of life, man. You know what I mean? Look, and I owe the last bit of happiness to you guys, you know, the 83-84 Super Bowl. I'm sorry. You know, shout out to the Commanders. Look, it's love. But we have not seen any piece of success pretty much since then, man. I know we had the Tuck rule. That put us in a hole for a while. Man. You know what I mean? That put us in a hole for many moons. You know, and then 2016 with DC breaking his leg, we finally thought we're overcoming that hump. I just think everything's in play right now. With Patrick Graham as the DC, I love what he does. He's a defensive, like, just guru. They call him the Black Picasso for a reason. This guy draws up different types of defenses week in and week out. Depending on what kind of offense he plays, it's a 4-3, 3-4. It doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like, he does it all. So I'm excited to see what he can do with all these pieces. We brought in Chandler Jones, a veteran that, you know, a top 10 pass rusher, top 5 when he's really healthy. And
top 5. People forget how elite Chandler Jones is. He is as productive a pass rusher as anyone in the last decade in the NFL, and people don't even realize that.
I just say top 10 now because he's up there in age. Back then, he played the run great, as well as he played, you know, as long as he gets to the quarterback. Like, he did both great. And at this point, he's not really great against the run. You know what I mean? We got rid of Yannick, sent him over to Indianapolis for Rock Ya-Sin, which I think is a sneaky grab that we got this offseason. But Yannick was a guy that also could not play the run for nothing. But let's just be real. Chandler Jones is a huge upgrade over you know, Yannick, and that's no shade to him. I'm just excited, man. I wanted to ask you this, though, bro, because I've been talking to my guys, talking to the nation, and I know you guys are still pretty deep at defensive tackle, right?
Yes, sir.
What would it take for us to poach one of those guys, man? Like, I know, you know, is Daron Payne still on the table? Like, is he still?
He's here. See, this is the thing. Daron Payne, I feel like Daron Payne, we're open for business because most likely he's leaving for a compensatory pick in the offseason because this is his contract year coming up right now. And Jonathan Allen got the bag. Montez Sweat got a bag waiting on him. And in a couple years, if he's everything we're supposed to be, fingers crossed, Chase Young, it has a bag coming to him. That's 2 edges, an interior guy, and we just spent our 2nd-round pick on another Alabama interior guy for Darian Mathis.
Mathis, man. That was a sneaky grab, too. Sneaky grab.
So that we already have the incumbent waiting for Payne's departure. So I feel like if someone can come get him, come on down, put something on the table because I love Payne, but it is all leading to he has to leave. You can't allocate that much money into one room on a team that still has some pieces that it needs. So y'all can come on down, man.
So real, let me ask you this, okay? Because so right now I think our two weak spots on this roster is our right side of our O-line and the interior of the D-line, right? We need a defensive tackle. Look, I know we went out and drafted some guys, Neil Farrell Jr., Matthew Butler out of Tennessee. Two young guys that I think have some promise, but watching them in preseason, I don't think they're ready to go yet. We have Jonathan Hankins. He's a veteran. He shined with Patrick Graham in New York, but that was many moons ago as well.
Our fans used to beg for that man.
See, the thing is he can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's had back issues. He has some other stuff going on this past offseason, but he just came off the PUP list. But when healthy, he's a baller. We went and got Bilal Nichols from Chicago as well. I think he can be someone that's nice in that interior defensive line. But you put your GM cap on, Rio. I'm David Ziegler, man. I'm coming to you and I'm saying, my brother, what can I get for Daron Payne on his last year of his deal? What will it take right now to grab him from you guys?
My fan heart says, give me a second-round pick.
I knew you were going
to a second-round pick. I want it. I need it, but my head tells me a third conditional that could turn into a second-round pick and a late pick, maybe a third and a sixth or seventh that gets a deal done, because we need the competition. I would try to press as hard as I could for a second and a seventh or a second and a sixth, because we drafted this guy with the 13th pick of the draft, and we took him over Derwin James. And I will never live that, because I didn't want it because I knew how good Payne was. But we had just took Jonathan Allen. I'm like, back-to-back tackles, don't do it. Take Derwin James. I wanted Derwin or Mika so bad that year. So
Mika too.
A second, and Mika went right before us, and Derwin went right after us. But Daron, a second-round pick gets the deal done with no conversations asked. I think a third round with incentives that can turn it into a second round also gets it done. Come on down, send it, and put Fadarian Mathis in the starting lineup.
Deal done. Third, a conditional third that can convert into a second and a sixth. I would do that right now.
I would do it too, bro. And a lot of our fans are going to give me shit for that, but y'all aren't seeing the bigger picture. He's leaving in the offseason, bro. He's out of here like all the other players, like Sheriff did, like when we freed Kirk from the franchise tag prison. He's gone, bro. He's gone at the end of this year. We're not giving out a contract to every person on the defensive line.
How much is Payne on the books this year? Do you know?
Ooh, Payne is on the books. It's not nothing crazy. I think it's only like a few $1 million. I think it's like $8 million or something like that on the books.
So, what are your weaknesses right now on your roster? What
weaknesses are? Oh my God, linebackers, bro. If you got a linebacker or a corner to spare, we would definitely take one of those, because our corner depth is anorexic at the moment, and our linebacker room is all dependent on if Jamin Davis takes a step, and because Cole Holcomb's a solid guy, he's going to be running the mic, even though he probably should be an off-ball backer, but he's good. Jamin, we have to see something, because he was terrible as a rookie, and we just brought back reliable, the guy who puts mid and middle linebacker, John Bostic, last week. We brought him back this year. If you got a young, promising linebacker or corner, send them our way, please.
Linebackers are a little thin right now for us as well. We got some young UDFAs that made the roster. Darian Butler out of ASU, Luke Masterson out of Wake Forest. So I mean, those guys, the UDFAs, they made the 53. So I don't know. We have Jayon Brown, a great cover linebacker that came over from Tennessee. Divine Diablo is going to be a beast for us. I think he's going to play that run and pass well as ever. And then we got Denzel Perriman, and he's on his last year of his deal. He's coming off a Pro Bowl year. The guy is a tackling machine. You don't want to get him in coverage or anything like that, because he'll be exposed. But I don't think linebacker we could do anything for you.
Cornerback room.
Yeah. Now, see, I wish we can reverse and go back in time a week or two ago, and maybe Trayvon Mullen could have been on the books, and we could have said, hey, give us Daron Payne, and we'll give you Trayvon Mullen and a fourth or something. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we could have worked some out, because when Mullen is healthy, man, this guy can ball. He can ball. He's had some toe issues this past off season. We just traded him to Arizona, I think, for like a conditional 6. We pretty much just gave him away. You know what I mean? Like, we saved, I think, $2 million letting him go. So, and we're still trying to rework this Darren Waller contract. So I think we try to save a little bit of bread. But I think this regime is high on Anthony Avery, another corner we brought in from Baltimore. He double A is a beast. We got Nate Hobbs. I think he's going to take that next step this year and become an outstanding corner. If you look at him in his rookie year, he was like top 5 in like everything. You know what I mean? He was really, really overshadowed by the big names last year. I think he takes that next step. And then we got Rock Ya-Sin. So we call him Lock Ya-Sin in Vegas, man. We're hoping he can lock some guys down.
That.
But, yeah, man, defensive tap. How's your O-line look?
O-line, I'd say at the right guard spot, it's still pending. The 7th rounder we took out of Tulsa, Chris Paul, he's going to eventually see the field because we got Trey Turner. Ron is hoping he can get some of the success he had with him in Carolina because since he's seen the Steelers and the Chargers, he hasn't been the same guy. He's been injured all camp. But I think the left side of the line were good. Our 2nd rounder at right tackle, Sam Cosme, and he's a mauler. He's a monster when he's on the field. That big
Texas
boy,
boy, right?
Yes, sir. Texas, man. Cosme. He's going to probably eventually at some point hop over to the left side when Charles Leno gets up there in age. We're good at center. Right guard's the only spot I say there's a question right now. Andrew Norwell and Leno got the left side locked down. Yeah. But the holes on the roster right now for us, it's corner depth in the linebacker room, man. Because if one of our corners go down, Kendall Fuller, Will Jackson, or Benjamin St. Juste, who spent his whole rookie year with concussion issues, it's so naked there. Like we had to sign 2 UDFAs. We signed Wild Goose and Fields Castro last week out of Penn State. Like we picked them up, but we don't.
I was a fan of Fields Castro. I'm gonna be honest. I liked him in college, so maybe he can give you guys something. You guys. I know you guys get a lot of flack. I think you guys draft sneaky good. Like I know a lot of people, the Commanders, this and that. No, look, because you guys are a dysfunctional organization like we are. Let's just be real. We know how this shit go year in and year out. It's always the Raiders, Commanders, and like the Cowboys and shit. We're all like up in flux every year. Yeah. But it feels good finally this year to say that we got it's just peaceful. Like the New England energy really followed these guys to Las Vegas. It's been a quiet offseason. We went and got some superstars, and we drafted really well. We got Dylan Parham out of Memphis. I like him a lot. We got another sneaky guy. We got a nice Mumford, right tackle, right guard out of Ohio State in the 7th round. He would have been a 1st or 2nd rounder if he would have came out in 2020. But you guys, the Jamin Davis, I know he hasn't lived up to the hype. I loved him coming out of Kentucky. I thought he was
still early. Fingers crossed.
The Chase Young, the defensive tackles you guys possess. Tim Settle moved on this past off.
He went to Buffalo.
There you go.
And Ioannidis, who was a sneak pick. If there's one thing I can say about Jay Gruden, he can scheme an offense and he can evaluate talent because Terry McLaurin and Ioannidis were great mid to late round gems that he brought here. But we lost Ioannidis and Settle this summer. Ioannidis to the Panthers, Tim Settle to the Bills. But so Derek Carr, we know who he is as a quarterback. He may have reached his peak, but he now has his best friend, who's also the best receiver in the league, who he spent time at Fresno State tearing defenses up with. How good can this tandem be, and how much better can Carr be? Are we going to see his best statistical year yet?
Yes. Well, if you look at him statistically these past 4 or 5 years, even under Gruden, he got better every year. You know what I mean? But the thing is, in the nation, it's a split with this whole Derek Carr shit. And, we want to win. That's really what it's about. We want to win. I don't really care about individual stats, but this year there's no excuses, man. The way Josh McDaniels dials up offenses and the way he gets his, the running back by committee. We went and got Brandon Bolden, brought him over from New England, got Zeus from Georgia. This dude is a monster running back. Josh Jacobs on the last year of his deal. We didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so he's hungry. He's determined to try and earn another contract. Josh McDaniels put everything around DC to succeed. I mean, and we just didn't even talk about Devontae Adams, and then reeing up Hunter Renfrow. He's coming off his first 1,000-yard receiving year. And then Waller he's about to get the bag. This offense is just gonna be insane. Another sneaky guy that we went and got was Mack. You know what I'm saying? We brought Mack in over from Miami. I think he's gonna be our wide receiver too, Mack Hollins, for those who don't know. Yes, you know what I mean? But we got some guys, DJ Turner, sneaky guys on the other outside of Devontae Adams. There's no more excuses. At the end of the day, DC needs to throw for damn near 5,000 yards this year. Like you have all those options. You know what I mean? And not even just that, but Josh McDaniels loves the screen game. So, you're going to see a lot of passing. DC has everything set up for him to win this year. And I think that, I've been hard on him in the past, But this year, I'm all in on Derek Carr. I'm all in on Derek Carr. He has everything to succeed. Even with our O-line, a lot of it's questionable right now on that right side. But the way Josh McDaniels dials up his O's, he's going to get rid of the ball fast. He's going to get rid of the ball quick. Devontae's going to get the ball in his hands fast. Waller, Hunter, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? I really, we went really vanilla. We were 4-0 in the preseason, but we went really vanilla, and we still was looking really good. I think the way Josh is going to put this all together, it's going to be phenomenal. And Derek Carr has a Pro Bowl year, dark horse MVP candidate.
Ooh, love that, because I like Derek Carr, man. People always slept on him. Like, I remember when we were in the conversations for quarterback, I was like, we were talking about this last year, like, bro, y'all can send Carr this way, bro, because I like Derek Carr. He's not an average quarterback. Carr is a really good quarterback. He can be potentially great now with what y'all have put around him and the coach that you guys have in place. But things have changed and shifted, and y'all are now in the division of death in the NFL. Wow. Russell Wilson to Denver, Khalil Mack, and the ascension of Justin Herbert in LA. You guys, man, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are still Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs despite Tyreek Hill leaving. How do y'all fare in this division, and what is your record prediction?
It's funny because we were all excited, right? We're like, this is the best roster. And then you realize, you look around, you're like, everybody got better. Like, so it's like we just basically made some moves to keep up with the Joneses. Like, at first, the Chargers came out moving and grooving in free agency. They went and traded for Khalil Mack. They were putting pieces around.
JC Jackson,
you know what I mean? There was rumors about him coming to Vegas. And now we know why. We were in talks with Green Bay to get Devontae Adams. We weren't going to pay a corner that kind of money. And he's already about to miss, I think, week one. JC Jackson, he had an injury. But look, man, it's very nerve-wracking. I'm not really too worried about Denver. I'm going to be honest. I still think that their O-line is in flux. Russell Wilson is not the same Russell Wilson he once was. I'm a fan of Russell. Don't get me wrong. I think Russell was a dog. I think he'll go down as a Hall of Fame quarterback, once he walks away. But we know he has to have that dominant defense. Denver lost some pieces on the defensive side of the ball. They do have Patrick Surtain. I think this guy's going to be an all-monster. Yeah, he's going to be an all-pro dude. They got some guys in Denver, but I think Denver's going to be at the bottom of the AFC West. The Chargers on paper, and I say this a lot, year in and year out, they're one of the best teams in the league. Like this year, they just went out and got even more sexier names to add to their roster, but there's still guys that are questionable. Derwin James, can he stay healthy? Keenan Allen, can he stay healthy this year? Khalil Mack, he's still stout against the run, but can he get to the quarterback like he used to? Bosa's a dog. I mean, but there's question marks there. They still have a guy, a second-year head coach that, is brave as shit, will go for it on 4th and 5. He's a defensive-minded coach, Brandon Staley, for those who don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. The Chargers, they're a Super Bowl team or they're a fringe Pro Bowl team, if that makes any sense. It's like if they live up to the hype, they can win the Super Bowl. Like their roster is insane. I think
Herbert's one of my top 3 MVP candidates this year.
As a Raider fan, it hurts my soul, but I have to agree with you because he's that good. And their O-line is stout. They have one of the greatest O-lines in the league. I think with them, Philly, there's some other guys some other teams, but the Chargers have a top 5 O-line. And that's scary. The Chiefs, I don't care what anybody says. When you have Patrick Mahomes, and used to have Andy Reid there, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and they had a sneaky draft. Their draft was insane. Like they went some sneaky pieces. Sky Moore, I think he's going to move in and he's not going to be, Tyreek, 2.0, but this guy is a monster. That was a name that I was keeping my eye on in the draft. For sure. Sky Moore's a dog. They went out and got, Juju. They went and got some other guys. Look, they instead of having one great guy, they went out and got a bunch of guys. And their run game, their O-line is still intact. Kansas City is Kansas City, but the thing with them is their defense is going to be better this year. You know what I mean? They went and got, I think, Leo Chanel, I believe, out of Wisconsin. He's a sneaky guy. They went and got Trent McDuffie from Washington at corner.
They had a draft, bro.
There was some teams. I think Philly had a sneaky draft. I think the Jets had a sneaky draft. You guys, there was one guy that I was kind of like, whoa, like Brian Robinson was kind of weird. It was kind of weird to me. Like don't get me wrong, I think he's a dog. And shout out to him, man, for what he had to go through.
I know, man.
It's crazy, man.
This shit is wild, man.
Bro, I don't understand this shit. It's like the energy around your team, my team, is always something, bro.
It's
like
always something, man.
Yeah, but when's he gonna be back? Do you know?
Hey, somehow them bullets that hit him didn't touch a tendon, ligament, or any. He's gonna be back in October, I think, bro.
That is beautiful.
That is amazing.
Antonio Gibson can, he can do his thing.
The crazy thing, the day he got shot, the media had already said he was about to be named running back 1 here in DC, and that bullshit happened. And I like Gibson, but I think Gibson really is going to get off in an RB2 role where he's not expected to carry the whole load, get him out in space, and he's going to be a kick returner for us.
Does he still have those fumble issues?
Man, that's how he lost the job, man. I was at practice the Friday before preseason game number 2. They ran team drill. He fumbled twice on the goal line, and his second carry of the preseason opener, he fumbled the ball, and we lost it to Carolina. Brian Robinson immediately comes in with the ones and scores the inaugural Commanders touchdown, bro. The job was lost that fast.
Done deal. Yeah. But the good thing is, I think Antonio Gibson, if he can get them fumbles under, I think he can hold it down. He can hold the fort down until Brian Robinson comes back. But I thought that was kind of, there was some. When did you guys take him? Was it in
third round?
Third round. Okay, because there was some guys that I was looking at, like Pierre Strong Jr. was a guy that I was keeping my eye on. South Dakota, I believe, right? Or no, was it South Dakota?
I think it was South Dakota. Pierre Strong.
Yeah, Pierre Strong Jr. You went to New England. But there was like some running backs that were available in the later rounds. So when you guys took him in the third, I was like, oh shit, you guys are really sold on this guy. You know what I mean? But going back and looking at some of his tape, and I hate the internet, man. I have to say this because I see people saying, it's a nose ring, y'all. It's no book. I promise. Seeing people say that Antonio Gibson had Brian Robinson set up and all
that type of shit is so stupid, man.
It's like, is the internet, man, is it just worse? It gets worse year in and year out, bro. Like, it doesn't make any damn sense, bro. Like, that shit is sad. Like,
I had dudes commenting like, Antonio Gibson had him set up. Oh, what about my fantasy team? Man, that man just got shot and almost could have lost his life, bro. On a Sunday, eating some crabs with a female. Like, come on, man. In broad daylight.
Yeah. That's crazy. But you know what? The good thing is he's going to come back, and I think he's going to have a hell of a year. Like coming back from that and being able to play that quick, I think Brian Robinson is going to be that guy for you guys in the future. And if Antonio Gibson is running back too, that's a great problem to have.
And we got J.D. McKissick, the ultimate versatility, utility back, and we got Curtis Samuel healthy this year. But I want your record prediction for the Raiders, but I also want you to talk about from an outside perspective, from across the country perspective. What do you see with the Commanders and how we fare in the NFC East this year?
I got us going, and this may be fan bias. I got us 12-5. I think the way our schedule is set up, like one loss I have is the Colts, which I think we're the better team, but we're coming off back-to-back road games. So we'll be in Vegas. We'll be tired. Then we got the Rams Thursday night, short week. We're playing against the Super Bowl champs. I think we could potentially lose that game. And then division games, I think it's kind of just, we lose to each one of them one time. We go, 3-3 in our division because our division is tough. You know what I mean? If we can beat one of those teams twice, whoever wins the AFC West, I'm going to be real, I think they win the Super Bowl. That's just because that division is that tough. So I got us 12-5. Your division is so open, man, because Philly on paper, man, like these guys can be a Super Bowl contender, but they still got Jalen Hurts. I don't know if these guys are sold on him. They got a lot of, what do they have, two or three ones next year?
Yeah, they got like 2 or 3. They got every bit of draft capital to get whatever they want, whatever the world is their oyster when the draft comes around.
Facts. If Jalen doesn't get it done, they can go out next year and say, here's 3 ones. We want CJ Stroud, out of Ohio State. They can figure this, they can figure that thing out. The quarterback position with the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be very, very, I'm keeping my eyes on that in y'all division because on paper they got Jordan Davis, they got a bunch of guys
AJ Brown,
that was a great
CD Gardner Johnson, James Bradbury.
How did they pull that off? New Orleans just said, you know what, whatever. They gave him away for free. Like that's insane. But I wish we would have went and got him shit like that. He's like the top 3 nickel guy in the league. But Dallas Cowboys, another team that's their O-line is in flux. We don't know what Zeke is. Year in and year out, he keeps getting progressively worse. They're saying he had a great training camp again, but I hear that I live in Dallas, so I hear this year in and year out.
Oh, every year.
This is his year. Then they have a problem at the wide receiver position. Gallup is still hurt. I know they went and got Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama. That's a sneaky grab too. I like him. You know, and then they still got CeeDee Lamb. And surprisingly, a lot of these guys out here thinks that he's not a wide receiver one. They think he has drop problems, you know, and so I don't know. Their defense is going to be telling. Like, I'm looking at Dallas's defense. On paper, they have a really good defense, I think. Like Micah Parsons is going to have another all-pro year.
He's so otherworldly, man.
Bro, it's like the Khalil Mack 2.0 at this point. He can play outside linebacker, play edge. Like, it doesn't really matter what you can put him anywhere. But Trayvon Diggs is like the worst corner in the league.
He is the worst corner because the nigga catches everything in his vicinity, but he's also giving up a Pro Bowl year of receiver stats against him.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So I don't know. And then I think the Giants, man, are just going to be terrible. Like,
they're bad.
Yeah, I know they went and got a nice. I like the head coach in addition. They brought the ball over right from Buffalo.
Yeah, Dayball and Shane from Buffalo.
Yes. So they got some pieces over there that offensively, you know, can put it together. The O-line is terrible. Saquon Barkley, year in and year out, cannot stay durable for nothing. I know a lot of people. This is the year. I'm not sold on that. Daniel Jones is ass. I just like asparagus, bro. Like I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. You know what I mean? And they got a guy like Kenny Golladay that looks like he doesn't even want to be there. He got the bag and just doesn't even.
He looked like their wide receiver one going to be Wan'Dale Robinson out of Kentucky, the rookie.
Yeah, and I like him, but you don't want a rookie guy to come in and be that dude. He's like 5'10" or some shit,
5'7" or some shit.
Yeah, like 5'9", 5'8", some shit like that. But they got Tony still too. You know, he's a sneaky name. But the Giants, I think they're going to end up at the bottom of the NFC East. Your division. It's weird because every year I feel like it's up in the air. Like every year it's like
I'll tell you who's gonna determine what this division looks like. Carson fucking Wentz.
I knew it.
Carson Wentz will determine how this division looks this year because in my eyes, this is the best collective offensive talent he's ever played with and assembled. He has Terry McLaurin on one side, Jahan Dotson, a first-round pick, opposite him.
I wanted Jahan Dotson, the Raider, man. Thank God we went and got Devontae Adams. Don't get me wrong. But, like, Dobson was a guy I was keeping my eyes on. Penn State dude. He's going to be man, you guys, offensive. I forgot y'all got Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson is starting opposite Terry on the outside. We got Curtis Samuel in the slot. Logan Thomas and this kid Cole Turner out in Nevada at tight end. And we have a line to protect him. When Robinson's back, we got Robinson, Gibson, McKissick. There are no excuses for Carson Wentz to not break the curse of no 30 touchdown seasons in the modern day. We haven't had one 30 touchdown quarterback since Sonny Jurgensen in 67, which is 30-something years before I came alive into this earth, bro. We haven't had it. There's no reason for it not to, especially considering Scott Turner is the king of abandoning the run. So it's going to be bombs over Baghdad once the season starts.
You think Curtis Samuel gets some reps at running back too? You know,
yes, sir. They're running. I see him. He's getting bunch sets. They're running read options to him out of the backfield. If you picked him up late in PPR leagues, expect action. And Carson loves him. He targeted him more than anyone in the preseason.
What did you see? Okay, because I want your record prediction as well. But being out there training camp, I shout out to my dog Rio. He be in the trenches with his team, man. This is why I love my dog, because I be out there in the trenches with my squad. Yes, my boy Rio be out there in the trenches. Like, that's respected. Like, anybody out there on the internet that's trying to do what we do, if you're not on ground zero with this shit, like you're not gonna be respected, man. You got to get out there and shake hands and kiss babies, man. Like, for real. I see my boy Rio out there putting in the work. What did you see from Carson Wentz in training camp?
I saw one that our media so badly wants to get in his head. They want to shake him up so badly because every time he misses a ball high in practice, they put a magnifying glass and an exclamation point on it. And I see a guy who misses high sometimes. That's his MO. That's what Carson does. I also see a guy with a live arm that opens up the entire playbook and usually hits the money ball, which we haven't seen in quite some time. If Taylor Heineke had a money ball in him, we would have won 10 or 11 games with the schedule we had last year. I see a guy that with the schedule we have this year, tied for 31st strength of schedule in the league this year, starting off with Jacksonville and Detroit, who we get a weaker schedule. We have a better quarterback, a better receiving core, a better running back room, and the offensive line for the most part stayed the same minus Sheriff and Flowers. We have serviceable bodies in there. I don't see how anyone can predict less than 7 wins for us. I'm predicting it, and I'm manifesting 11 wins for us this year. Okay. I haven't seen 11 wins in my lifetime. My birth year, 91, they went 14-2 and won the Super Bowl. I haven't seen 11 wins once, and I haven't seen a playoff win since 05. I have full belief in Carson Wentz. This is the most talented, height, size, weight, talent guy we've had in this building possibly in my lifetime. 6'5", 240, mobile, and can air it out. I have full faith that the offense is going to be the strength of this team this year.
Okay, so does that win y'all division?
Yes. Oh, definitely. 10, I think 10 wins the division. 11 definitely wins the division, and that puts us in the conversation as a scary team in the NFC. I really thought before Brady came back that, man, the NFC is like crazy wide open because all the talent's in the AFC. Yep. It's the Rams, and then it's the field. What is Rodgers going to be post Devontae? Brady's situation, his wife don't even want him playing football right now. After those 3 teams, who is it? Philly looks good on paper, but their quarterback's a running back until proven otherwise. So I like where we stand in the NFC East. And like you,
I like the enthusiasm and the optimism, though. I like that.
This is the most genuinely optimistic I've felt in a long time. I'm drinking the Commanders Kool-Aid. I'm over the old name. I'm here for all of the new and breath of fresh air in DC right now, man.
Who's the biggest assignment for you guys in the NFC East? Who is it, Philly or is it Dallas?
I think until proven otherwise, it has to be Dallas. I'm not giving Philly that respect yet. I'm looking at Philly like we had y'all up 10 late with Garrett Gilbert on a COVID Wednesday last year. Taylor Heineke had y'all beat at home last year.
I like Heineke, y'all. I think you guys have a top 3 backup quarterback in the NFL. I like Tyler Heineke.
And we got that boy Sam Howell in the 5th round.
With the you did get him out of North Carolina?
Yeah, who led all of preseason in passing yards this year.
Hey, I forgot that was you guys got Sam Howell. See now I like how you set that up because you went and got Carson Wentz. In case that doesn't work, you have a guy you're already grooming to become that next guy.
Oh yeah, that we could put in the slow cooker, let him marinate, and not rush him on the field because every time we've ever drafted a quarterback, we just threw him out into the wolves, into the fire. We got the vet in place. We put a ring on his finger, but we did not walk down the aisle yet. We're only guaranteed Carson for 1 year, so if shit goes awry, we can get out of it. We ate the $28 million, so we can get out of it. But if best case scenario, Carson gives us 2 years of really good production and we can roll out Sam Howell in 2024 while we're still in playoff contention, man. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now. 11-5 NFC East champions.
I love it. And I hope that happens for you guys for the love, because of the love I have for Rio. You know, I'm a Raider. I don't care about anybody else. But I'm rocking with y'all this year. I hope you guys do that. Let me ask you this. Worst case scenario, okay? Say, you know, and this can go for my team as well. You shit the bed. This is the good year to do that because next year's quarterback room is like the draft is insane, bro. So even if Sam Howell ain't that guy, you can still go grab someone in the early rounds that could potentially be that next guy. So, man, hopefully Carson Wentz gets his shit together, man, because, you know, seeing how he departed Philly and him going out and then Nick Foles coming in and winning, you want to see the guy win, man.
He's a good dude. I've met this dude a few times now. That's a good dude, man. Man just loves Jesus in football and looks like Prince Harry, and people just hate this man.
Hey, did you get him in any of your fantasies?
I did not, but he's available in almost all of them, so I'm pretty sure I can get him in some of them because we're gonna be an offensive team, man.
Yeah. Who did you get from your guys? Did you get any guys in fantasy?
I grabbed Gibby late in the league. I grabbed Curtis Samuel for sure in the league, and I stashed Dotson in one of them.
Like that. I went and got Devontae. I got Waller, and I believe I had somebody else on my bench.
Carr.
I didn't get a chance to get Carr. I was in the Raider league, so the Raiders were flying off the board. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I got Devontae round 1, but DC was going quick and fast. But that would have been a sneaky guy. I got Lamar starting at quarterback 1, and I got Tom Brady on the bench.
Hell yeah. By the way, Lamar needs to hire an agent, man. Lamar,
he needs to get that done. Yeah.
Hire an brother. We love you, brother. Yes. I promise you, this is not the way, man. Hire an agent and get your money tight, and do not let any of that funny money contract bullshit of the NFL block your bag and your blessings, my guy.
Facts, but Lamar deserves every penny that he's asking for, and if he had an agent standing up for him, repping for him, I think he would already had it. To be honest,
I think you will have it too. Who y'all opening up with this week?
We got the Chargers week 1 in LA. That's our second home. You know what I mean? LA, we run LA. For those who don't know, you go to Los Angeles. Look, we still got stuff in sale in the liquor stores and stuff out there. Like the Raiders is everywhere in LA. You know what I mean? Like, so we starting off at home, SoFi Stadium, and then we follow that up with Arizona week 2 at home in Las Vegas. And
we're gonna see what y'all about early.
Oh yeah, D-Hop is gone for the first 6 weeks, so we're gonna see what Arizona, what they're about without the #1 target. You know what I mean? But they went and got Hollywood Brown. They got some other guys too. So Arizona is a team to keep an eye on. But if we can get through, I said this already before on my show. If we can get through these 2 weeks 2-0, sky's the limit. If you beat the Chargers and then in Arizona back to back, and then we got Tennessee week 3 on the road in Nashville. If we can get through that hump, sky's the limit for this roster. I mean, this team on paper to me, man, is the greatest team, like you said, that I've seen in many moons, man, in my lifetime. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, man. I'm drinking the Las Vegas Raider Kool-Aid as well. You know what I mean? And I think this year is the year we get it done. At the bare minimum, you have to win a playoff game. DC has to get a playoff win under his belt. And you know, at best, we go win this Super Bowl. That's how I feel.
Hell yeah. And for us, I will know very soon how my optimism will play out for the season, because we open the season at home versus Jacksonville, at Detroit, and then we get Philly coming to Washington. That will tell me so much about who this team and what our aspirations look like for 2022. Because I don't care how improved they are, the fucking Jaguars should not be someone you fear in week 1 of the NFL season. Love Lawrence. I think Lawrence is going to be a really good quarterback in this league, but they are the fucking Jags. They picked #1 2 years in a row. Yes, I seen what they did in the offseason. I seen them give Christian Kirk the bag like he's Terry McLaurin when he's not.
Dave Jones too. Wow, crazy. It's crazy.
They threw bags around. Their linebacker core is crazy. They got a good pass rush. They're the Jags, and we better beat them by 2 possessions on Sunday. But
I had a bold take that I had Jacksonville and Detroit going 500 this year.
I can see it.
I think they're 2 rosters they're the Lions and the Jags. That's how you look at them. You're like, whatever. They're the Lions and the Jags. But, you know, coaching wise, I know a lot of people don't like Doug Peterson. I think he's going to get that going in Jacksonville. I think they're trying to build that defense back up like through the draft. I think that's a team that we have to keep an eye on. You can't just run through Jacksonville. We got them this year too. And that's a team. I think that with our roster now, there's no more of those what are those trap games? I think with how good of our roster we have, there's no more time for any trap games. You got to run through Jacksonville. You got to go to Jacksonville, even on the road, and beat the shit out of them. Like there's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? But that's the team you got to keep an eye on. And Detroit, man,
they fight for Campbell, man.
They do. Campbell's a great coach, man. It's just, you know, he inherited a shit show over there in Detroit. He's trying to fix things on the fly, man. So those are 2 tough games. I mean, like you look at them, you're like Jags and Lions, but this is the NFL, man. Anything can happen. Yeah. But I do agree with you. I think you guys start the season off 2-0. I think you guys be both those guys, and you take that momentum into Philly, or you guys have them in.
No, they're coming to Washington week 3. We go to Philly week 10 on Monday Night Football when Carson goes back to Philly for the first time. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be a game. I'm watching that for sure. But I think you guys, man, are going to playing Philly in DC 2-0. I really do. Lord knows we need it, because a loss to Jacksonville, all the fans who are already on the fence because they can't get over this name shit, they're going to be ready to pack it up. But that's why we got fans, younger fans in the base trying to voice and bring energy back to the fan base, and guys like us, boots on the ground, out there grinding, getting this content out on a regular basis. I respect you, brother, and I appreciate you for coming on with me again, man.
I appreciate you. And anybody, man, even if Commander fans, if you guys are out in Las Vegas this year, we have a lot going on. If you guys are just looking for a place to come party with us, you know what I mean, you guys are invited. We'll be at the Virgin Hotel, Las Vegas. We have a residency over there every Saturday before every home game. We're going to be partying from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. We'll be podcasting, partying. We're going to be doing it up. And then we have a party bus every home game on Sundays as well. So if you guys want to come see Allegiant Stadium, you know what I mean, and come rock with us and come party, you guys are definitely invited. You know, it's silver and black on mine, but you know what I mean? But there's no disrespect. If you guys are out in Las Vegas, come pull up and party with us, man. You guys are invited.
Hell yeah, it's all love, man. I wouldn't even invite you to FedEx Field, man. You deserve better than that, my brother. I invite you in a couple years when we ink this stadium deal and hopefully Virginia, where we got a state-of-the-art beast of our own on this side. But man, let folks know where they can find you on socials and on YouTube. We can rock, man.
YouTube, man, DOXENT. It's Docs Entertainment. Twitter, Graphic Raider. That's GRAPHK. And then on Instagram is Graphic, GRAPHK 916. I'm all over the place, man. OakLasVegas.com for the merch. And Planet Raiders is on the way as well. We have a new site where we got writers and all kind of other stuff. So stay tuned for that. So we got a lot in store over there, man. Follow me on DOXENT on YouTube and you'll see everything over there.
Yes, sir. My guy is approaching 17,000 subscribers on the channel over here. We're almost at 5K. We're about 180 subscribers away. Let's get there. It's week 1. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders, baby.
And Raiders, everybody follow our brother Rio as well. Hit that subscribe button, man, when you watch this on my channel, and make sure you follow our brother Rio Robinson as well. My brother, man, you already know.
All love, man. Deuces.
Yes, peace.